So welcome to session 3. We're going to be looking at taking risks. We've reached session 3 already. This is the last session with Matthew Syed helping us before we introduce you to the other Matthew Burton. Gemma is here all the way through. So in session 2 we decided we wanted to have the secret of success by having a growth mindset. And when we ask this question, what's holding me back? The answer is often a fixed mindset. We agreed that to be awesome, you need to be brave and not be afraid of fear. You were going to think about what you could do to overcome a fixed mindset. Here is Matthew Syed for one last time to introduce today's session.
I'm going to say something really weird. Failure can be your friend. Now, I know that sounds odd. Who wants to fail? Who wants to mess up?
Have you ever had a dream? It's good to have dreams and goals in life. Dream big and dare to fail. What does it mean? Don't be too scared to try. Take a chance. Take a risk. Be fearless. What are your hopes and dreams for secondary school? You'll be at secondary school from when you're 11 to maybe 16 or 18 years old. A lot will change in that time. So in your workbook, write down your thoughts about the following. What do you hope you will achieve? What kind of person do you hope you will become? And write down 3 words that you hope people will say about you. Are you scared of failure? What are you worried about failing in secondary school? Some Year 6 students say that they are worried about some of the following: not making friends, not being able to do the work, that they won't know where to go. Each one of us will be scared of failure at some point in our lives, but sometimes fear stops us from doing things. It can stop you from achieving your goals and dream. Why do we fear failure? You don't want to feel stupid. You don't want to be teased by others. You don't want to disappoint yourself or others, and you don't want to be a loser. As you go to secondary school, you might worry about not getting things right. I'm worried about not knowing what to do. I'm worried about getting lost. I'm worried about not doing well on tests. I worry that I won't make friends. I'm worried that I'm going to say or do the wrong thing. Not all of these things would mean you had failed. You can always start again and keep trying. Everyone is there to help you. How can you view failure differently? Start to see failure as an incredible learning experience. You'll learn a lesson each time you fail. Don't forget, mistakes can help you grow and move forwards. Do you know where your learning actually happens? Learning happens from hours of practice. Serena Williams is a tennis player. Serena started playing tennis when she was 3 years old and she played for 2 hours a day. Serena loved tennis and it was her passion. Over time she made many mistakes, but practiced for thousands of hours. Sometimes we choke in pressure situations. Choking is the kind of failure that results from thinking too much. Choking can happen when you are in a pressured situation such as an exam or a sports match. For example, you might be so worried about how to get somewhere, you forget for a moment how to get there. What happens if you panic under pressure? Here are some of Matthew's top tips. Number 1, tell yourself how you feel is normal. Everyone gets anxious. Try to go for a walk around and shake your arms. This can help to burn off your adrenaline. Number 2, focus on your breathing. Going from being fine to a state of anxiety can trigger you into a panic. Focusing on your breaths in and out can help you feel calm. Number 3, Don't overthink. Try to zone out from where you are and what you are doing and focus on the task itself so that you can be on autopilot. Number 4, put things into perspective. Remember that life will continue no matter how you do or what the outcome is. It is just a challenge and a learning opportunity. Just do your best. Number 5, do a ritual which calms you or focuses you. This could be listening to music, reading a quote, doing some breathing, or visualizing an outcome. Number 6, keep trying. Performing under pressure is a skill. The more you do it, the better you will get. Don't let a meltdown put you off or give up. Think again about failure. Remember, that's how we learn. It's how we become determined. Think of something that didn't go quite as you had expected. What did it teach you? Jot that down in your workbook. Gemma knows the importance of not giving up and always trying again.
This is our last video. Oh, that makes me really sad. But we're going to end on talking about taking risks and feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Not being afraid. Leading up to high school in September, and with the current situation in the world, there's a lot of things that we're going to feel afraid of, you know, uncertainty and the unknown. But actually, what I want to try and get you to embrace is that the unknown can be exciting as well. And I know we've touched on that a lot, but it's trying to flip it, to see that there are so many possibilities. I know that the current situation that we're in has changed a lot of people's lives, but actually it's leading us in directions that we don't even know are there yet. I always say that you can throw a ball and it can curve. So you can throw the curve ball and that's fine, because life throws us a lot of curve balls. But it lands somewhere else, and that destination where it lands, if you go and follow it and pick it up, you might discover something else. So the idea of risk-taking and feeling the fear and doing it anyway is in a lot of us at the moment, because there's a lot of things that are at risk. There are a lot of things that we're having to adapt to and try. New businesses, new ways of working from home, new adventures. And for you, when you go into school, I want you to try and not be afraid of taking risks. Taking risks is something that you have to consider carefully as well. You have to do it in a careful space. So you've got to look at that risk and look at the pros and cons of taking it. Is that risk worth taking? Is it going to keep me safe? Is it not going to hurt anybody else? Those are two key facts before taking any risks. Nobody wants any danger on anybody's life. I don't mean like risk takers who jump from stupid heights and buildings. We're not talking about that kind of risk. We're talking about taking a chance and being courageous and being brave. Feeling the fear and doing it anyway is such a brave thing to do, and you can do it. Again, like we touched on last time, we often say I can't, and we often say no, and we are very good with our default setting to go to the negative, but taking a risk can be amazing. And if you give yourself that allowance to try things without being afraid to fail, then honestly, there are no limitations. Nobody puts a limit on you but yourself. And I've said this before, but you only give people the power to hurt you or influence you if you let them. When I wanted to apply to drama school, of course, I thought, oh, I can't do this. I don't have any family background or history of anybody in the industry. I come from, you know, up north. I don't have any money to be able to go to drama school. Who's gonna, you know, want to consider me from a working class background? And my dad reminded me of somebody who came into our school and spoke to us in our final year. And he said that we all have the ability to reach for the stars and there are no limitations. And my dad reminded me of that, reminded me that yes, this is a risk worth taking because this is my dream. And so I went for it. And with taking that risk, I got knocked along the way. It didn't always quite work. And feeling the fear and doing it anyway didn't always result in the end game that I wanted. I didn't get into drama school the first time round, but I took the risk. And by taking that risk, I felt a fire and a drive in me. And I didn't feel like I'd failed when I didn't get into drama school that first time. If anything, I felt more fire in my belly to take that risk again. So feel the fear and do it anyway, because otherwise, how are you ever going to know? How are you going to ever know what the possibilities of your life are if you don't try? There are no limitations on you right now. There are absolutely no textbooks that are out there that have written your life story, because the most powerful book that you can write is the one that you write yourself. Take the risk, weigh up the options, feel the fear and do it anyway, because what have you got to lose? And in my game, you've got nothing to lose. You've got so much to gain. So this video has gone on a little bit longer, but I just want to end by saying that I think you're awesome. And that is why I am wearing my awesome jumper. I do. You're awesome. And I haven't met you, but I will meet you one day, because I'm going to see you, and I won't even know it, but I'm going to see you succeed. I'm going to see you fulfill your dreams. I'm going to see you be content and happy, because here's the other thing that I want to say to you. Being content is probably one of the biggest attributes that I want you to remember throughout your life. It's not always about being the best, because none of us are the best. None of us are perfect. None of us are necessarily normal. None of us have things mapped out for us, and none of us, to be honest, who do have things mapped out, don't often end there straight away. It takes a few different roads and journeys to go down. But the key thing that overrides any of the things that we've talked about over these 9 videos or so is finding your inner contentment. And I don't use the word happiness, because happiness isn't always easy to find, whereas contentment means that you can be okay no matter what life throws your way. So try and find your inner contentment. Keep being kind, keep being grateful, keep practicing gratitude and being thankful. And over these next few weeks, whatever comes up over these next few months before September comes along and high school starts, go easy on yourself. Cut yourself some slack, okay? I've given you a lot of information in the last 9 videos, and it is for you to pick and choose what you need and when you need it. And also, I'm on Twitter, right? Social media being a good thing, I'm on Twitter at Gemma Oaten, and I'm sure Pixel are linking my Twitter profile. Drop me a tweet. Let me know how school was. I'd love to know how the first day went. I'm here. Yes, you might see me on the telly, and yes, I might be in magazines and newspapers every now and again, but I'm a human being. And like I said at the start, I'd like to be a little bit of a good guide for you along the way. So don't be a stranger, and remember, you're not alone. keep talking. Lots of love, you be awesome, and I can't wait to hear what your life journeys are going to unfold. Huge love and kisses from a safe social distancing distance. I just realised that I rambled on all of that time and did something really stupid. You didn't see my awesome, A for awesome jumper, because Silly Sausage here knocked the camera before I started filming and you got about that much of me in frame. So there you go. Lesson that I have been telling you all along. None of us are perfect, none of us are normal, and none of us get it right. But look how I dealt with it. I came back and I filmed another 30 seconds. Thank you, Pixel, for editing this. Take care.